Right now, Wisconsin's presidential primary is tomorrow. What you need to know before heading to the polls.
Alert day conditions are less than 24 hours away. Just how much snow you can expect in your neighborhood.
And Madison police share relief after a hit-and-run suspect who's been on the run for nearly a year is caught in Illinois. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Well, it's been a wet day across southern Wisconsin. More of it is on the way for tomorrow. Not rain that we're closely watching, but instead snow. The First Warn Weather Team tracking alert day conditions for tomorrow. Now, depending on where you live, you could get up to several inches of snow or very little.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is following the timing of the snow as it'll come when many are heading to the polls to vote. And he joins us now with the First Warn forecast. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Eric. Yes, 2 to 5 inches of snow are expected across all of southern Wisconsin, with the highest amounts north and east of Madison. But just looking at some of our latest weather models coming in, indicating potentially more snow out of this. It's a fluid situation, or I guess a snow situation, that we should be really keeping an eye on here over the course of the next 24 hours. Let's track it here with future tracks. Speaking of the polls, 7 o'clock in the morning, rain breaking out. Madison, Lone Rock points to the south and east, and also to the north and east as well. But watch the snow take hold here as we head towards noon. Rain changing over to snow from Madison, Mineral Point up towards Watertown and Wisconsin Dells. That snow occasionally heavy at times with strong gusty winds carrying on through your Tuesday afternoon, through your Tuesday evening. And this is one of our latest model projections. Maybe a brief reprieve in the snow late on your Tuesday night, but then that reinforces as we go into your Wednesday morning. So we're keeping a very close tab on that. Doppler track right now, just a couple of rain showers out there. One of the heavier rain showers over towards Fort Atkinson, but it's quiet overall right now across southern Wisconsin, less those few raindrops. It was a bit more lit up here earlier in our 5 and 6 o'clock show where we had widespread rain, a couple claps of thunder, and some wet snow out there. Look at 6-hour future track radar. It does a nice job picking up on that rain entering Platteville, Darlington, Dubuque by the time we head towards 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's that rain that's going to change over to that heavy wet snow. Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track that snow again hour by hour and just how much we expect in your neighborhood.
Well, this burst of winter weather will head, of course, on spring primary day here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Armand Rahman talked with local election officials who are working to make sure it won't disrupt you at the polls tomorrow. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, the Dane County clerk tells me that after a tornado a year ago hit southern parts of the county, they're always ready to take precautions to keep voting as smooth as possible. Clerk Scott McDonald says it's because of weather events like these that he encourages people to vote early in person if they still can. Still, with the worst hitting the area early tomorrow evening, McDonald says you should still get to the polls as early in the day as you can. Even though none of Dane County's polling places are outside, wet weather can still disrupt voting inside.
So people coming in with their umbrella, putting it down where they're going to put their ballot, and then the ballot gets wet, that can jam a machine. So that's what I always worry about. We do like a Zoom meeting all day with all the clerks where we have, access to the weather service, emergency management in case, you never know how these things play out.
Now, the city of Madison has one outdoor location, the Referendums Park shelter on the west side for Ward 89. Election officials couldn't sit down for an interview today, but tell me they, quote, reluctantly chose the park after reaching out to at least 10 other sites that either turned them down or didn't respond since February. They plan to use extra lighting, outdoor heaters, hand warmers, and if necessary, tarps to block the wind tomorrow. Now, all polling places in Madison will offer curbside voting. If there isn't a curbside voting worker out there, there will be a sign with a number to call to get someone's attention.
All right, Armand, thank you. The polls will open bright and early tomorrow, 7 a.m. for the spring primary. A couple of reminders before you head out the door to vote tomorrow. The polls will remain open until 8 p.m. Now, if you are in line by 8 p.m., you'll still be able to vote. Just make sure you bring your photo ID, like your driver's license or your passport. If you're a newer Wisconsin resident and haven't registered to vote, you can do so tomorrow as well. Just bring a document to prove your residency, such as a bank statement, a bill, a paycheck, in addition to that valid form of ID. Now, voters tomorrow will be deciding on the presidential candidate for each party, although we know how those results will turn out. That's because President Biden's challenger on the Democratic side, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips, suspended his campaign nearly 4 weeks ago. Former President Donald Trump, the presumptive favorite for Republicans as his strongest challenger this campaign season. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley also suspended her campaign early last month.
Tomorrow, both the Democrat and Republican presidential ballot will include an uninstructed delegation option. Progressive groups want voters to know that can serve as a protest vote, in this case, as a response to the Biden administration's stance on Israel and Gaza. We spoke with Our Revolution, a national progressive group, about the push to vote uninstructed.
The president is paying attention. We have seen through the course of this campaign, as the tally of uncommitted votes has gotten higher, the administration has started to change its rhetoric about the war.
A handful of other Midwestern states have launched similar campaigns that have garnered hundreds of thousands of votes. Wisconsin voters will see a number of other initiatives on their ballots tomorrow. One of the most common ones, school referendums.
Yeah, statewide, there are 91 referendum votes, 40 in our viewing area alone. The Stoughton School District, one of those districts asking voters to help address budget shortfalls by raising property taxes. It attributes the influx of referendums to a 1993 state law that places revenue limits on school districts. With growing inflation and pandemic-era money drying up now, it's forcing schools to turn to their communities for help.
Increases in how much we receive per student have not kept up with inflation. And not only have they not kept up with inflation, there's been many years in the last 10 to 15 years where the increases have been non-existent.
3 other Dane County districts have referendums on the ballot: McFarland, Marshall, and Wisconsin Heights. New information tonight into how police in Peoria Saturday arrested a Madison woman wanted in a deadly hit and run from last year. Madison police say Tiambra Walker was involved in a traffic stop there on Saturday night, and after giving a false name, officers identified her as the suspect in the February 2023 hit and run death of Stephen Fleck and his dog. Police say Walker was behind the wheel when she hit Fleck on Schrader Road near the Struck Street crossing. She was later charged in his death last April, but evaded capture for nearly a full year until her arrest 200 miles away in Peoria. Walker is actually wanted in another hit and run case after she pleaded guilty, but didn't fulfill the conditions to have her jail sentence stayed.
You know, Miss Walker has been involved in a hit and run before. She has injured people with vehicles before. And her being off the street is almost a relief in some sense, right? Because I don't think she can be trusted to be in a motor vehicle.
Walker's in jail in Illinois tonight. She'll soon be extradited to Wisconsin.
In northwest Wisconsin, opening testimony began in the trial of a man accused of stabbing multiple people on the Apple River in July of 2022, leaving a 16-year-old boy dead. Jurors were shown video showing the confrontation between 51-year-old Nicolay Miu and a group of teenagers. Miu, seen in the video holding the knife, is accused of intentionally killing Isaac Schumann and the attempted murder of 4 others. Miu has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys say he was acting in self-defense. Brand new tonight, former President Trump has posted the $175 million bond as he appeals the judgment against him in a New York civil fraud case. The bond was lowered last month by several $100 million, with Trump's attorneys arguing the full $464 million bond was not feasible to come up with. Trump also posted a more than $91 million bond last month in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case while he appeals that verdict against him.
Also new, we've learned tonight the last living survivor of the USS Arizona battleship that exploded and sank during the Pearl Harbor attacks has died. Luke Hunter was 102 years old. He passed away at his California home today following congestive heart failure. The Arizona lost nearly 1,200 sailors and Marines in the 1941 attack, which launched the United States into World War II.
The U.S. government is proposing to kill 500,000 barred owls in order to protect another species of owl. The Fish and Wildlife Service says barred owls have taken over the territory of the northern spotted owls on the West Coast. So as a result, the northern spotted owls could face extinction, according to the service. A proposal calls for the culling of the 470,000 barred owls over a 30-year period. The northern spotted owl was listed as a threatened species in 1990, meaning the Fish and Wildlife Service is legally required to protect them.
Staying on the West Coast, a story you wouldn't believe unless there was actually video to prove it, which there is. It happened seconds after this man enters a building. That's a runaway saw blade coming in with some serious velocity, missing him by just seconds. It happened in Eugene, Oregon. The blade had come loose from a nearby construction site. How exactly it happened? Well, that's under investigation. Renters at one Madison West Side apartment property are facing hikes in their lease payments.
Still ahead at 10, our call for action report on raising awareness about increasing rent throughout the Madison area as more and more people struggle with finding affordable housing.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to work in the yard, tackle a project, or enjoy family time, we get you the right products at the right prices. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 gift card with $100 spent on estate fertilizer, like $10 off all new Estate Premium 4-in-1 lawn treatment with 4 benefits: crabgrass prevention and contact killer, broadleaf weed control, and lawn fertilizer, all in one application. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches paired with a caramel frappe.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird. With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. The value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. You get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
I've been just trying to maintain being truthful on camera.
Gerard Carmichael opens up like never before. Plus a young woman's mission to improve mental health.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
All right, get out your tickets. The numbers are in. More than $1 billion up for grabs in Powerball tonight. And this is no April Fool's Day joke. Just drawn in the last 10 minutes or so. There they are. 19, 24, 40, 42, 56, Powerball 23. We've had 38 straight drawings without a winner. If there is a winner, the payment can be spread out over 29 years, but who does that? The lump sum option, $483 million. I figured it out, $270 million after taxes in Wisconsin.
I think that's doable.
I think we can handle that. Well, finding an affordable home to buy has become more and more difficult in recent years. In nearly half of all states, you actually need a 6-figure household income if you'd like to buy a home.
Now, that is according to a new analysis from Bankrate.com. It found buyers need to earn $110,000 per year to comfortably afford a median-priced home. Places that need the highest household income to afford a typical home are California, Hawaii, D.C., Massachusetts, and Washington State. Places that require the lowest levels of income are Mississippi, Ohio, Arkansas, Indiana, and Kentucky. Here in Wisconsin, an annual salary of more than $78,000 would be needed to afford a median-priced home. A tenant living at a property behind Hilldale Shopping Center in Madison called our team, saying his neighbors are being faced with a massive rent hike. Some are getting asked to pay up to 40% of what they already give their landlord every month.
And our Catherine Merck shows us how these neighbors share an issue with many other renters in Madison in this call for action.
You can step into this.
David Rivera-Core has lived at his 2-bedroom apartment at the Arose Properties called Royal Arms on Madison's west side for almost 3 years.
We thought this was kind of it for us in Madison.
However, the UW-Madison graduate student and his neighbors are facing rent hikes that go beyond their budget for next year.
The new leases being offered have anywhere from like a 20 to 40% total rent increase.
When he first moved in, rent was close to $1,100 a month. After growing increases over his time living at the properties, his base rent is now going up to $1,500 a month. That's not including other fees like heat and water.
It's terrible, and landlords shouldn't be allowed to do that.
As David tries to look for another apartment in Madison, he's not finding a better bang for his buck anywhere else.
Everything's pretty crazy. I think we're probably gonna downsize to a 1-bedroom or look at like Fitchburg, you know, like move away from Madison proper, which obviously will mean more of a commute.
Rent increases, concerns about rent increases, we see this from tenants across Dane County.
Hannah Renfro is the executive director of the Tenant Resource Center in Madison. She says a couple of tenants at the Arose Properties have reached out to them about the hikes. The numbers they're hearing match the stats they're looking at.
The average rent that we pay through our rental assistance program was $1,200 last year and is over $1,500 so far this year. So that is a dramatic increase for a lot of tenants across Dane County.
While it may be easier for a graduate student like David to pack up and leave his current home, Renfro says that's likely not the case for other tenants.
It's devastating for a lot of families.
A lot of the older folks have a very, limited income, fixed income, and don't feel physically or financially capable of moving out. I'm worried for people who have kids who need to transfer schools.
David tells me he's joined his neighbors in trying to talk to his management about coming to an agreement to help families who live there, but they've had no success.
We started kind of protesting to our landlord these giant rent hikes. So we drafted one letter that got 101 signatures, basically saying, hey, we can't afford this, reduce the rent.
He hopes that by their efforts to tell management what's in their own budget, this conversation about rent hikes in Madison can make another call for action beyond just their apartments.
It's outrageous.
I've reached out to management at the Rose Properties over email and by phone over the past 2 weeks, and I still haven't heard back. Under Wisconsin law, there are no rent caps that can be placed on landlords under new lease terms. The Tenant Resource Center can help people experiencing housing issues, like the tenants at the Arose Properties. We have a link to their website and information about our call for action team on channel3000.com. Moving forward with this call for action, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Alex is back now. First warn forecast tracking some wet snow that might impact your day at the polls tomorrow, Alex.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. Alert day conditions for Tuesday afternoon going through Tuesday night on into your Wednesday for a slushy 2 to 5 inches of snow with the highest amounts at this point in time looking like north and east of Madison. It will impact the area of all of southern Wisconsin. Some indications with our weather models that these totals, we might have to up them as we take a look at the whole models as they come in throughout the rest of this evening tonight. Let's track that. Here we go. Rain showers breaking out over southwestern Wisconsin, Madison, Janesville, Monroe, Lone Rock by the time polls open up at around 7 o'clock. Turning over to that heavy wet snow as we head towards noon from Madison, Platteville over to Watertown and points to the north and towards the west. Snow coming down at a decent clip at around 6 o'clock right during that rush hour as those north winds increase across the area with more snow showers reinforcing coming in from the north as we head towards midnight on your Wednesday. And look at this as we head towards the rush hour on your Wednesday, a continuation of that wet, heavy snow out there. Strong winds coming in from the north and from the west as well. We'll look at those wind gusts in just a moment, and even those wet snow showers carrying on here with our latest future track model, potentially dragging on here as far out as the lunch hour on your Wednesday. Right now, we're thinking a slushy 3 to 6 inches in the Madison area over towards the Dells with a band of 6 or maybe more inches of slushy snow accumulation from Madison and points to the northeast up towards Green Bay. But some of our latest weather models are coming in here indicating that perhaps that band of heavy snow may push a little bit further to the west and clip other parts of southern Wisconsin a little bit further to the west than what we have here. So tune in tomorrow morning. Kelly will have the latest on any changes to the track of this weather system. Right now, Doppler track just showing a few showers across Dane County, Stoughton over towards Fort Atkinson. Our friends up to the north, though, they had a wet snow mix up towards Oxford along 39 earlier today. It is dry right now, but boy, do you have wet snow on the way. Thanks, Panda McCann, for sending us this photo here showing us the snow earlier today. And like I said, this time tomorrow night, you're probably going to have more snow photos to send us. Just look at these wind gusts that are forecasted by the Future Track model. By the time we get towards noon on your Wednesday, could be approaching 40, 45, maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts with the center of that low pressure near Milwaukee and its areas just north and west of that center of low pressure where you stand the best chances for not only those strong winds, but also that heavy wet snow. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on the track of this weather system and its intensity as well. If it intensifies even just a little bit, that means the potential for more snow in that heaviest band. Still looking northeast of Madison for the heaviest axis of that band of snow, but we're keeping a close eye on that storm track. And with those warm April surface temperatures, that will melt some of that snow. But if it comes down at a decent of enough clip, meaning that the snowfall rate comes down heavy enough, that snow may accumulate a bit on those roads, especially Tuesday night, with that melting resuming on Wednesday as we warm up and get that April sunshine, or at least that April light, I should say. Showers tonight turning over to that heavy wet snow by your Tuesday afternoon. That snow ends later on Wednesday, but those winds will crank up on your Wednesday, and they'll stick around into your Thursday as well. And because of the snow, anything that's out on the ground, the combination of that weather system still to the east and cold north winds, we're going to stay chilly now through the weekend. With that warm up, fingers crossed here, we'll get that snow melted and we'll return to more April-like temperatures by the time we get out into next week.
And coming up in sports, the Badger women looking to advance to the Fab Four of the WNIT. Would a late rally be enough for Wisconsin? Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So how green is your thumb? Here at the Bruce Company, it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned gardener or a newbie. When you come to the Bruce Company, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable team. You'll find beautiful plants, pots, and garden art, plus creative ideas and solutions. The Bruce Company has all the tools you'll need to bring your dream garden to life. So dream big and get growing with help from the Bruce Company. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
For the second year in a row, Chevy Equinox has been ranked by J.D. Power #1 in new vehicle quality for compact SUVs. In other words, it's really good, right from the start. Chevy Equinox.
Do that again.
Connected by OnStar.
Qualified lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space.
But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill.
And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back.
This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
This is the fourth time in program history the Badger women have reached this stage, the Grade 8 and the WNIT. The previous three others, they not only advanced to the Fab Four each time, but to the tournament championship game. Wisconsin looking to keep that streak going against St. Louis, but they'd have to do it without Sarah Williams. She left the game with a knee injury during the opening minute of the game. Meanwhile, Badgers down double digits, but battled back. Fourth quarter, Ronnie Porter takes it to the rack for two of her team-high 17. That cuts it to 2. Then, with under 90 seconds to play, they work it to Tessa Grady, and she buries the triple to give Wisconsin their first lead of the game. But that lead would not last. St. Louis would score on the other end to end Wisconsin's season. 65-60 is your final. National championship rematch between Iowa and LSU in this year's Elite Eight. Tigers won the game last year. This one tied at 45 at halftime, and then Caitlin Clark took the game over. She dropped in 6 triples in the final 2 quarters. Clark finished with a game high of 41 points and 12 assists. Here's one of them to Hannah Stuelke. The and one puts the game away as Iowa heads back to the Final Four with a 94-87 win. Expectations were sky high for Tanner Mordecai when he chose to play at Wisconsin for his final season of college football. And the year, well, kind of like a roller coaster. There was the good, the not so good, and then the injury to his throwing hand. But through it all, Mordecai showed his toughness and that he can sling the rock. And after a pro day where he opened some eyes with his speed, all he's hoping for now is another shot so he can prove what he already knows. He can play at the next level.
I mean, that's what we're training for, is an opportunity to get on the team and, you know, show that team what we're made of. And that's what I think about a lot, is that opportunity, which I believe will come, and I'll be ready for it. Competitor, you know, an authentic leader that cares about this game and cares to win football games, and that's what I'm going to bring to the table.
And on the ice, Matthew DeSaint-Phal has signed a 2-year contract with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, the AHL affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Badger forward finished his career with 36 goals and 87 points in 141 games played, and was a big part of the program's turnaround during Mike Hastings' first year. Matty DSP was a 2-time alternate captain at Wisconsin. We're back after this.
This is Ford Truck Month. With amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Make way for the event that only comes around once a year, featuring the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year. Get ready and get to Ford Truck Month. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $2,000 FlexBuy and $1,000 open trade assist cash at your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
It's a great time for bathroom updates. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Check out our great selection of Max shower doors, bathtubs, and shower kits. Right now, this Cyrene Corner shower kit is only $658.49 after rebate. Finish your update with Mohawk vinyl plank flooring. It's stylish and waterproof, making it perfect for any room in your home. Home Expressions vinyl plank flooring is just $199 a square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Johnson Financial Group started with an idea that a bank could do more for its community, helping its people make not just a living, but the life they've worked so hard for. That's why with our clients, we don't start with assets or balance sheets. We start with your story. caring about your hopes and dreams for the future, and building a financial plan to help you achieve them the way we've done it for over 50 years. Customer-focused, truly local, and committed to our communities. We are Johnson Financial Group.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. So switch to T-Mobile now and get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line.
It's better over here.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Tonight, Matt Damon takes the Colbert Questionnaire, plus Hannah Waddingham.
I feel like we're going on a voyage of discovery.
New Colbert, tonight on CBS.
Okay, this speed trap in Fort Worth, Texas drew the smiles and laughs of dog walkers and runners alike. The Fort Worth Police Department decided to set up a radar gun there showing trail users going at speeds of 107 miles per hour. Of course, it was an April Fool's joke this morning, one that seemed to bring a much-needed laugh to those who encountered it.
My dog, when he was young, might have qualified on that. Let's go to Alex' final check of the forecast.
Yeah, I can't help it. Look, it's green there, and it's not going to be green here in 24 hours. We have alert day conditions, 2 to 5 inches of snow expected. Most north and east of Madison, but latest weather models are indicating we may have to bump those totals up a bit. So tune in tomorrow morning. Kelly will have the latest. That rain breaks out, changing over to that wet, heavy snow Tuesday afternoon, lasting through your Tuesday night, going on into your Wednesday. Again, we could be looking at more than that slushy 3 to 6 inches of snow in Madison with that heaviest amount. North and east of Madison could push a little bit further to the west, so we're keeping a close eye on that. Once this system's out of here, let's look forward to next week. Warming up.
Yeah, that looks
back
good.
to spring like.
Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.